Okay, that's perfect. So are you ready, Mr. Ray? Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. Let's begin.
Let's start. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to today's AMA session. We are not just talking today about the another meme coin, guys. We are gathering at the mountain of survival, I could say, a place where resilience meets innovation and where the and scams become a moment. So I'm thrilled to be your host for today. My name is Lovely, guys, and we have a very special guest for today, Mr. Ray here. He will going to provide all the detailed information about the amalgam. So we will discuss about their recent adverse, future plan, and all the ongoing activity happening right now in their space. So let's get started. And without further ado, let's welcome him. So yeah, hello, Mr. Ray. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining. And could you please introduce about yourself, share a bit about your experience, I mean, like your rapid experience to our audience, and then we discuss in more detail about the project.
Okay, so my name is Ray. My in real life job, I do business management. The business that I run does around $3.5 million a year. This year we should bust about 4.2 based on projections. I have been a long time crypto fan, long time XRP holder. I just really, as an investor, found myself in a place to where I wanted to try to make a difference. And so this is what led me to create Armageddon.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction and diving into the project details. So let's get started, Mr. Ray. To start things off, what really stood out to our community is your like reward model that like doesn't rely on selling. So could you share some real example of like how this work and what kind of incentives you have for holders who stay committed?
One moment. I gotta. Could you ask that again as my earpieces are giving me a hard time?
I understand, no issue. So I was asking, could you share some real example of like how the could see the reward model work in your platform and what kind of incentives you have planned for holder who stay committed for a long time?
Lovely. I'm so sorry. I am having a hard time hearing you. I know this is unprofessional. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm trying.
No, absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine, Mr. Ray. Please,
Okay,
so
here.
first, okay. Can you hear me properly, Mr. Ray?
Yes, again, I'm so sorry to the audience.
No, no, that's okay. I understand that and our audience as well. So, is everything's fine, Mr. Ray? Can you hear me properly now?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise,
Thank you.
yeah, okay, awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so to start things off, Mr. Ray, what really stood out to our community is your like reward model that doesn't rely on scaling, I could say. Could you share some brief examples of like how this work and what kind of incentives you have planned for a holder who stay committed?
Absolutely. So the model of Armageddon is rather unique. I'm creating a tokenized call channel. Majority of us as investors are familiar with call channels. We are familiar that there are recruiters and there are people such, similar to TalkzLabs who want to bring great projects to their investors. They want to offer them opportunities with individuals who have long-term vision and long-term desire. So what I've done is I've created a way to tokenize a call channel. The importance of the call channel is that it is designed to help fight back against rug pulls and schemes. We have created an application process to where any new or existing project can apply to come and be listed in our call channel. It is a pretty, I don't want to say rigorous, but it is a very detailed application process as it requires a little over 50 or 60 questions, and it requires it to be screened through AI and other things as well. The screening process itself, if a project is selected, we will give the project $300 worth of XRP if they are a new project to go towards their deck screener ad. If they are an existing project from another blockchain, it doesn't matter whether Base, BNB, whatever, we will give them 45 XRP, so around $100 just to be listed on our platform. And the reason we do that is to give an incentive for projects to want to be listed with us. But also through the application process, we want to make sure that these project heads and these developers have a long-term vision and a long-term plan. One of the questions that I saw as I was scrolling through the X post was, with 80% of investors wanting to have fast money, essentially, what can we provide to ensure the longevity? And by digging into the projects that we support, we wanted to ensure everyone that that's going to be how we can provide longevity. It's very important because everyone here has been rugged, everyone here has been scammed, everyone here has lost money. Even as a developer, I have paid for advertising and promotion over the first 6 weeks that we have been a project and been live. And I've lost somewhere in the ballpark of about 1,000 XRP so far, just with dishonest members in the space. So it's very much out there. There are very much dishonest people. And so this is a way to present individuals with real projects with long-term vision. Not saying anybody else doesn't. But there are some people, unlike yourselves, that don't put in the footwork. They don't research the projects, and it really destroys the space that we love. I love investing in meme coins because that's where the biggest ROI is. When we want to make real money, long-term money, we have to make it when projects launch or when they're in the earliest stages. And if we can find a way through our process to help people make that money, then I'm all for it.
Got it. Thank you so much for that. We are really appreciate it. And that's such a refreshing take, actually, especially like in a space where most projects push for like shell cash over technical real value. I love the idea like rewarding loyalty and activity as well. So thank you so much to share with our audience. Also, people, please explore the platform. Do check it out, the white paper. Do check it out, the could say the website of the project. You will get the idea, or you will get the comprehensive understanding like how does project work actually. Okay, so moving ahead, Ray, I have another question. Next up, like we know that the strength of any movement is in its people in its community, right? So you are aiming for early post and read on us, as you just mentioned in our before answer. So, how essential is this community-led marketing to your growth strategy, could say, and how can new member get involved and unfrom it?
So in regards to marketing, we do have a form of residual income. We have 4 forms of residual income. The first will be merchandise. And as we all know, most people don't buy merchandise, but it is nice to have for those individuals who are still a little more traditional and they do appreciate a tangible item. That is in the process of being built. I have a resource that they do about 6 figures, I will say, on Amazon through merch. So they're going to be helping us with that. And a portion of that residual income will go towards marketing. Then we also have the collection NFTs. Those will be released about once every 6 months. A substantial portion of that is going to go towards marketing. We are trying to make sure that as we market, we hit our target audience, the target audience being investors. It's one thing to try to build public relationships, which I have with members in the XRP space, but I'm also trying to build bridges with members in the Radium space or the Ethereum space or the Solana space. I don't want this to be XRP specific because really there's only about $40 million worth of volume per day traded on XRP. So the majority of the volume is in other places. So we want to attract that. One other form of residual income that we're going to have is our quarterly access NFTs. So in order to be a part of our call channel, it's going to be gated with an NFT. And so we're going to be releasing those NFTs every quarter. Matter of fact, we're going to be releasing a special one-time 1-year NFT to get in, where 60% of the funds from those NFTs completely go back to communities. Individual projects, as I mentioned, that we plan on helping financially support, that's what it's going to go to. So it's not farming, it's not anything else. We're literally just trying to gain access or take the funds that we raise and help bring healthy projects to communities everywhere. The fourth form of residual income that we're going to have, again, marketing is worked into the percentage of allocation, is going to be an investment opportunity. So any new project that is launched, for example, if there is a project who is currently on Solana and they want to bridge over to XRP. Another example, I personally am on XRP and eventually I want to bridge over to Solana and other blockchains to help build relationships with other developers there. We will invest up to 2% into their supply at launch just to help give them a base. And then, eventually we'll start, as the chart allows us to, respectfully, we'll take out our investment and we'll use profits from that as a form of residual income as well.
To our audience. And yeah, I believe like this kind of organized energy can be a game changer that you just mentioned about the format that you have. And for those who are tuning in, guys, if you are looking for a project where your voice actually drives value, so this is your signal. Join all the social channels of the project, get into it, invite your friends as well. And yeah, enjoy being part of this incredible journey. Okay. Beside that, Mr. Ray, let's zoom out and talk a big picture. So, can you please answer, like, what does success look like for Armageddon in the next 6 to 12 months? Could say, like, what key milestone are on the battlefield that our community should be watching for?
Well, our first milestone will be accomplished in the next few days. The access, let me back up. The call channel is built. There is a project on the XRP ledger called Scent. I have made personal relationship with the developer there, and his specialty is bots. He can make a robot for everything. And so they have made a custom channel to where every single bot he has will be implemented there. And it's going to be unique. And so that's already done. So that's a milestone. This week, the artwork for the NFTs are going to be done. 1% holders of Armageddon will get lifetime access to the call channel, just as a part of the rewards that they will eventually receive. So 1% holders will begin receiving their 1% lifetime access NFTs. And then we will have our 1-year access NFTs that we're going to be doing a one-time sale on. That's available this weekend. Hopefully by Monday, Memorial Day, we'll have them uploaded. We're not sure which NFT platform we're going to use just yet. We're thinking about XRP Cafe or Bids. We haven't decided. I do also have a friend of mine who is in good relationships with Opulence X. And so I may be using them as well. I'm unsure. That being said, the next milestone that we have will be taking our first application. I know that seems simple, but we really look forward to giving back to the community and providing a safe way. So the first application that we take in and the first project that we financially support, that's really important to me because I can finally see the fruit of my labor. I can finally start seeing the benefits of it and exposing them to investors. For example, not everyone in your audience is going to be on the XRP meme trading, up to speed news. Likewise, there may be other individuals who choose to join the call channel who are going to be primarily based on Ethereum or Solana. So I'm looking forward to that uniqueness that we can bring. Also, the next milestone that I do see us having is we're going to do our first quarterly NFTs on July 1st. So the 1-year access NFTs is a one-time deal. And then July 1st, we will start that. But I know you were asking about 6 to 12 months. So I would like to directly answer that. Um, we're going to be introducing different forms of security opportunities to individuals who want to go through our application process. Within the first 6 months, we hope to have something that is voluntary, it's not required, but we're going to be using a third-party ID verification system. I have been in talks with 3 different companies that do this. Essentially, these projects that I'm looking to financially support, they will be able to, again, voluntarily submit their government ID and a screenshot or a selfie of sorts to ensure that they are who they say they are. And so eventually, within the next 6 months, we're going to have tiered individuals, tiered projects. So if a project voluntarily can dox themselves, then that makes it more impressive to certain individuals because they're able to actually get to know the people and the face behind the project. I find that important because only roughly, we know this, 6.8 to 7% of people in the world own crypto. The majority of individuals who choose not to own crypto that are in traditional finance, part of the reason they are dissuaded from it, besides the rugs and scams, is because they don't know who they're investing in. They don't know the members of the team. They don't know the board of directors. They don't know who these people are, the backgrounds that they have. And so if we want to attract more money to the meme coin space, right? Because the more volume we have, it doesn't just affect the amount of money we could potentially make as investors, but it also affects the market cap of the projects that we support in regards to the larger scale. For example, 13% of Solana's market cap is made of just from meme coin trading. So the more we bring on into the meme space, the more our bags pump overall. And if we can come up with solutions that help people get attracted to this, that give them a little more peace of mind, because as you all hear say, not financial advice, we can't guarantee anything, but if we can bring peace of mind, if we can bring a peace of mind to individuals to when they say, you know, the projects that I see here have been screened and vetted, that's gold, in my opinion. And I personally, as an investor, would appreciate that extra layer of work that people put in. Also, within the next 6 to 12 months, and possibly within the next 2 weeks, we have several partnerships that we have been working on. There are 2 top 80 projects on the XRP ledger that I have built great relationships with. And these 2 top projects within the top 80, they're looking for a partnership and a potential merger. There may be a name change down the road. We're not going to do a name change right off the rip, but we're definitely going to be identifying with their brand and really coming on with them. They have some potential, they're getting ready to release a staking platform, which is going to be something extremely useful for our holders to receive rewards. They also have some other things down the pipe. Another area, another milestone is we're working on partnerships with key opinion leaders in the crypto space. Now, the reason that's important is because key opinion leaders can help drive the value of a project. I have spoken with a few key opinion leaders who love the idea and love the extra layer of peace of mind that is going to be brought with the project that we have. And they're looking to get on board. And as they come on board, not only will they be supporting the project on the social media platforms, but they will also be making calls in the call channel itself. So not only will you receive the screened and vetted calls that we have from the Armageddon project, but there will be other key opinion leaders that are respected in communities making calls as well. And it just brings more value to the investors or the members of our call channel, that they have more than just a few opportunities to buy into projects from people that they trust.
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray, for sharing those insights about the partnership, about the exciting plan. and we all are very excited like what future holds for this incredible project. And yeah, guys, for that we need to join all the social channels of the project, and you will get like further update regarding any future, any upcoming partnership over there. So yeah, please join, and yeah, keep an eye on their announcement channel. Okay, so other than this, Mr. Ray, you have mentioned our tokenized call channel in our previous answer, I guess. So how does that work? And like what benefit does this model brings for like both users and holder? Can you like share a bit information about it?
Absolutely. So, with the call channel itself being tokenized, the first benefit is that 1% holders, again, will have lifetime access to the call channel. They'll never have to buy a quarterly access NFT. That's a very special mark for me. I'm very pleased to say that we have around 31% holders already. And so that is very exciting. Another benefit for the tokenized call channel is the model itself. Yes, there is an NFT access. The NFTs are not going to be overpriced. We're not gouging anybody. But to also get in, you're going to have to hold a very minute percentage of the supply. For example, our tokenomics have us at 589 million supply. And so in order to get in, you may have to hold 100,000 XRP one quarter, or not XRP, but 100,000 Armageddon, or maybe 50,000 the next. We're going to be mindful of the market cap. So essentially, we want you to hold about one XRP worth of Armageddon also to get in. But what this does is it drives the value because scarcity is important. My most recent math has it to where between our whale and our 1% holder, our 1% holders, we have about 60% of the supply locked up already. And so the more holders that we have, even if it's a small amount, it drives scarcity, which drives the price. Another thing that we're going to be doing as we use, as I mentioned, the residual income, we're going to be taking portions and buying supply off the market and plugging it into reward systems. We currently have a raid reward system where we reward our top raider every week, but we also are going to be having different models to where individuals could potentially earn rewards through staking and other things as well. We want to reward individuals for what they do and just being a part. And not just reward them, but do it in a way to where it drives the market cap of the product or the project and drives the value. As we drive the value and as we have more holders, it allows us the opportunity to get more exchanges involved because certain exchanges require a minimum amount of holders. And as we can get on different exchanges, it continues to expand our reach and it continues to expand the amount of individuals that we could potentially bring in, not only as members, but projects we could help in the space. So I will say that there are things over time that we will continue to do and explore. I am a very frugal man. I do not believe in going into debt. I don't believe that debt is healthy for the longevity of a project. My business background, as I mentioned, the company that I work for has no debt. They have zero long-term debt, and that is a strategy that I've become very familiar with. And because of that, if we have overhead and debt, it takes away from what we can give back, not only to communities, but to holders. And so because I'm frugal, before I do anything, I want to make sure that the money is there. That is very important. And we will do eventually, some form of staking rewards. We will do other things as well. But at the same time, we want to make sure that anything that we do is thoroughly researched and that we ensure that we don't do anything that will put us in a negative light or in a poor circumstance.
All right, yeah, got it, Mr. Ray. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Really very appreciated, and that will definitely going to benefit to like both long-term holders and other community member as well. So yeah, that's incredible. And other than this, it will bring like more exposure to the like to the project as well. Other than this, what does the application process look like for like new project that want to get listed on your call channel? Actually, like what are you looking for actually?
Well, I really love that. So what I'm looking for, the application process is divided for a new project into about 5 different sections. I want to have, in regards to the application process, I want to know about the developers. I want to know about the team members. I want to know their personal background, their in real life background, because as you know, not everybody does crypto full time. We have to have a job that pays the bills. And then hopefully we all dream that the project that we create will allow us to stay at home and be with our family and be more involved. But in regards to the application process, we want to know first about the developer team. We want to know second about their project. If it is a new project, we want them to give us in the most detailed description possible 6 to 12 months written out of their plan. If it is a project that has utility, we want to know what their utility is. If it is a project that is a meme coin and just kind of exists, that's okay, because you look at Bonk, you look at other projects. I mean, forgive me, but look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin serves no purpose and it's a huge market cap. That's okay if people get into your meme. But in this application, we want to know what lore do you have? How can you drive this? How can you continue to push this to where it doesn't become irrelevant? How do you continue to gauge and keep the investor's attention over time? Because people can get pretty bored with the story. Eventually, a book has to have an ending, and it's difficult as investors to tell when that ending is. So we would like to gauge just how far we personally believe that they could continue the lore. Other things we want to know about is their funding and sustainability. As I personally mentioned, being financially free and not having debt is very important to me, or minimal debt is very important, because if you have overhead that you have a hard time reaching, full transparency, it could tempt somebody to dump the supply that they have. If they don't have the money to continue to sustain the project, they could easily just say, you know what, I'm going to sell off 3% of the supply and take the money and then use that to fund the project. But then you're just dumping on your investors. I don't like that. Okay. So I want to make sure that they have a plan for that. I also want to make sure that they have plans for their liquidity pools and all that other jazz. But that's for new projects. Existing projects is going to be a little more straightforward. I have a few individuals on my team that are very knowledgeable and have been in the space for a long time. If an existing project wants to get on board and have support, we'll be more than happy to do so. We will be digging into some of the similar things, knowing about the developer team, their real life background, what they bring to the table. We also will be digging into the tokenomics as well. But the benefit we have for an existing project is we can read your charts. We can go back and we can look and see what success that you've had and what marketing plans that you've had. And we can definitely dig in to see exactly what it is that you're doing that is successful, and if we believe it could be a continued success. Now, any individual project that looks to apply will have to fill out a consent form. This consent form is not scary, it's not super serious, but it's 11 consents that make sure everybody understands we're on the same page. For example, if we choose to financially support a new project, we don't want them sharing that with anyone else until after we have financially supported them. The reason being is if they publicly begin discussing, hey, we're being supported by the Armageddon project, then our investors in the call channel are at a disadvantage rather than an advantage. If everybody knows, then it's not worth paying for a membership. So there's different consents and things of that sort that we're going to have for the application process. And the biggest kicker for the new projects is the safe launch practices. We will not work with a project that discloses their official launch time, because individuals who are familiar with the project's image, the official image or the official ticker, if you're a new launch project, you have to keep certain things close to your chest. We don't want you to disclose those things because it can allow scammers to get in and manipulate potential investors. And also in the new launch arena, we will require a developer allocation lock. So within the first 15 minutes of the project being launched, we will require you to lock up the developer allocation for 30 days. That's part of the process. And if you do that on day 31, we will give you $300 worth of XRP. Okay. Now the initial Dex screener ad cost about $300. So basically you have your Dex ad for free if you choose to launch with us and go through this application process and do so in a way that is carefully thought out and prepared for investors. I have seen now the markets are really changing. People have gotten desperate in a way to protect their project. I've seen projects get launched by big time YouTubers, and the YouTubers actually rug pulled their project within the first 2 seconds of it being launched just to scare away any bad actors. And then 2-3 weeks later, you see a huge God candle is what we would call it. And it's because the real investors have finally gotten in. And it's just sad to where we've had to get to this place to where people are doing such extreme measures to ensure that their project is safe. So again, the application process is completely geared towards diving into multiple angles. And then the scorecard process, there is a part of the scorecard process that I do not disclose, because if I tell everybody exactly what I'm doing, others can copy my model. But at the same time, I will say we are using AI to help dig into what other projects are doing what you are doing, and what will make yours more beneficial or more attractive to investors. So if we have a project that is saying they're building a staking platform, well, we're going to want to know every nook and cranny and detail about your staking platform, because how many other projects have one? You know, it's not uncommon to see projects have staking platforms anymore. And so we want to make sure that what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table is unique and different, and not just a copycat of somebody else.
All right. Thank you so much for that detail and clarifying on that, Mr. Ray, and asking the project regarding the your background, the age, like the project age. This all things are very important. To get listed, and I believe that level of screening is exactly like what gives people so much confidence. And it's not just about traffic; it's all about like trust. So yeah, kudos to you and your team for setting this stage. Okay, so yeah, thanks for that answer. And now, Mr. Ray, I have last question for you before we jump onto the live segment. So I would like to remind our audience that, guys, be ready, prepare some good questions, some insightful questions for our incredible guest for today. And yeah, you will get the idea and you will get your answer very soon. Okay, so my last question for you, Mr. Ray, is basically about the cost. What will be the cost of membership? How does that tie into the broader utility of the AGDN tokens?
So I believe the majority of call channels you can join are no charge. And that's great, right? Because having the reach through other call channels or other groups that can expose you, that's marketing, okay? And that's very important. I pay for marketing, and that's part of it. And I'm proud to pay for marketing, especially with great audiences and great individuals who, can help you get exposure to real investors. Our cost is going to be extremely, it's going to be cheap in a way. Our cost is going to be for the 1-year access NFTs that we're going to be dropping. It's only going to be 10 XRP. We're releasing 300 of the 1-year access NFTs. And again, they're only going to be 10 XRP a piece, comes out to 20, just over $20. And then again, we're going to require everybody hold a minimal percentage of Armageddon. So it may just be 1 XRP more, if not just a little less, in order to have that membership access. But I will say that as we have partners coming on to the call channel over the next few weeks, that we will have an increased price for the quarterly access NFTs. So the quarterly access NFTs are going to start off at 15 XRP each. Excuse me. They're going to start off at 15 XRP each for the first quarter. And just depending on the needs, we don't see it going more than 15 XRP unless the team, if we have a large demand. For example, if we have 20 to 50 projects looking for financial support, we want to find a way to get them that financial support, because anybody who tries to apply with us definitely has good intentions. Because if you have poor intentions, you don't want to do anything to expose those poor intentions, right? So if we find ourselves in a place to where we have less membership NFTs than we have people wanting to get in, if there's a demand, then they come with an increased price over time. But we'll see. Right now, it's just going to be 10 XRP for the first 300. And then I believe it'll be 15 for the first quarter, and we'll go from there. But I'm not trying to get rich, okay? I'm not trying to drive a Lamborghini. I know y'all can hear my daughter. I'm sorry, but I'm doing the best I can here. But I just want to take care of her, really. I'm kind of glad that she's here. What little bit of money that I will be making off of this, it just goes to my family, right? The goal is to be profitable. But at the same time, I'm not trying to get a mansion. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm trying to build a business that can help the communities across all blockchains and really help drive faith and trust back into the meme coin space.
Yeah, got it, Mr. Ray. Appreciate the detail, and I believe that's a solid foundation, not just a meme, not just a hype wave, but a real financial structure to support the ecosystem and the people around it. So yeah, got it. Okay, so that was it from the community segment, from community question. Now it's time to start our live segment. So in this segment, Mr. Ray, I will unmute some of our listeners who raise their hand right now, and they will ask you the question, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, please raise your hand, and I will bring you up as a speaker, okay? Please raise your hands. Okay, so we have Thomas here. Let Thomas ask you. Thomas, you're the speaker now. You are unmuted. Please, sorry, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, stating program is very important for every project. Do you have any plan of starting stating program?
Yes. One of our partners, who I will soon be able to disclose, are actually building an entire staking platform, and we will use that staking platform to our benefit to help reward the holders that are here. So that way they're able to get something more for just being a member of our community. So that will be hopefully announced again very soon. I'm not trying to be vague on purpose, but I just can't disclose exactly who I'm working with prior to officially having documents signed.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Thomas, for that question. And don't forget to join all the social channels of the project. And moving on to the another speaker. Go ahead, buddy, ask your question as well. And to the all people who have any question, please raise your hand. I will bring you up as a speaker soon.
Hello, my audible.
Yeah, you're audible, Nico. Go ahead, please.
Can I ask my question?
Go ahead, please.
My question is, I want to know if your token is still available on any exchange. How can I buy your token? That's my question. Please answer.
Absolutely. So we are currently on firstledger.net. We are on Dex Screener. If you go to our Telegram, there are a few different topics in the Telegram. There will be links. You can get us through X Magnetic and XRP Market, I believe. So any places that you can buy a meme token on the XRPL, we're there. You can go to our Telegram and you can type in CA and it'll give you the coin address. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. And it will allow you to have our coin address so you can search and get us anywhere that you want to buy us.
All right. So yeah, Nico, hope you got it. You can find the contract address from website. It's straight available over there. So check it out and support this incredible project, buy the token, and share that with your friends as well. Okay. So moving ahead to the another speaker, Rock. You're a speaker now. You can ask a question.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we hear you.
My question is, what is your roadmap plan for this year, 2025? Can you share with yours?
Hey, Rock, could you ask that again? I had a hard time understanding, but
Oh, actually, he was asking about the roadmap plan for 2025. Roadmap for this year, actually.
the roadmap for this year, did I hear
Yeah,
that correctly?
yeah.
Okay. So the roadmap for this year is well underway. We're going to be dealing with getting the call channel open. Again, it's built, so we're going to have it open here within the next week or two. The roadmap from there will be to publicly administer who our partners are, which is very important as well, not just for the sake of what they bring to the partnership, but for the sake of what they bring to investors. The more partners that we have in that roadmap piece, the more value it brings to the people that we have holding our project. Then, in regards to the roadmap as well, we will hopefully, we have a goal of having 500 members within the first 6 months of the call channel. Again, the more value that we can bring, the more it will attract individuals to want to be a part. And then from there, we will continue to, excuse me, and then we will continue to do more in regards to, forgive me, my daughter is very needy. But in regards to the roadmap, Rock, we essentially just want to increase our membership value. We want to increase the total number of members that we have. We want to be able to publicly announce the partners that we're bringing to the table, the value that the partners have, the staking possibilities that we have through our partnerships. We want to be able to use the resources. For example, one of my partners, I can say, is a YouTuber. He is a YouTuber that has over 30,000 subscribers. Another potential partner that we have is a YouTuber that has over 50,000 subscribers. So as we utilize those partnerships through our roadmap, we will be able to begin accessing an audience through YouTube as well. So the roadmap is pretty basic in a way, because we don't necessarily want to try to achieve more than what's realistic, but we also want to deliver on the promises that we're making.
Right, yeah, got it. And for more detail, guys, feel free to drop this question on their social channels. Their community manager or their lead member will definitely going to assist you. So no issue on that. And yeah, I think we covered all the detailed information about the project so far, and that brings us to the end of this incredible Q&A session, Mr. Ray. First of all, thank you so much for all the insight that you just gave to us. Really very appreciated. Thank you so much for your time as well. And yeah, we have like learned about your mission to like build a trusted ecosystem, reward loyalty, and reshape the meme coin space to like utility, transparency as strength as well. If today's AMA filled up, guys, so please don't stop here. Follow the all social channels to stay updated for other opportunities and upcoming grades as well. Join the Telegram, follow them on X, and please check it out the website as well for more update. And anything you would like to say to our audience, Mr. Ray, before we wrapping up this session?
Well, first of all, thank you all again for your patience. I do apologize for any extra background noise that I had. Again, we just were not able to send our daughter to the daycare because of the discrepancies that were going on there. But I also appreciate everyone showing up. I also appreciate everything that TalkzLabs did. It's very difficult. I don't know if y'all are aware, Bryson and Lovely, there's a lot of scams in the marketing space. And I just want to applaud you guys for following through your professionalism, your patience, and everything that you've had. So it really means a lot to me to find some honest people in this space. So thank you. I will be getting with Bryson, and we'll make sure to get some rewards out to the audience members as well. And I'll make sure that I do that appropriately according to what you guys have for us. But again, thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to hearing from y'all. If you have any personal questions, you can message me directly. I always try to answer.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. Once again, no issue. You really gave the great presentation to all of us. Don't worry about the about the background noise that you facing right now. It's just a it's just a like a cut voice. So we really enjoyed it in between. So no issue. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and all the way best from our side. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye, everyone.